Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is we're going live now, because it was such a big fight. We talked so much about it leading up to it. I figured it wouldn't be fair, wouldn't even be cool to not do a reaction to where we're just talking about just this fight with Wilder Fury and how everything played out. I mean, man, what a fight! Before I really get into what I want to say, let me just get set up here. Is we good here? Make sure I'm public on this thing. I'm not even sure this thing is public. Oh, it's on private. No wonder there's nobody here right now. Hold on. So we're gonna go ahead and situate it. I gotta jump public. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so there. But yeah, hold on. Make sure we're good. Waiting to see that it's Why isn't the damn live video showing? Why he going live? It takes like 50 million years to set up. Hold on. So you got okay. Now we're good. Now we seem to be getting somewhere. When you guys get in here, just comment. I'm gonna start talking here in a second. I don't even like. I'm so over the I'm so over how like bad this decision was. Like I don't even care about having good lighting, man. F good lighting. Who cares about good lighting? They couldn't get the decision right tonight. Make sure I'm right. Before I really get into it, I want to make sure I'm right here. Tonight. All right. So first of all, let me just say, really just entertaining fight, start to finish from both Wilder and Fury. They I mean Fury. I mean I've been talking a lot about Fury for a while, like because what I think of him as a fighter, how good of a heavyweight I think he is, and I everything Emmanuel Stewart said about him all those years ago, like about him being like just having that extra toughness, being very mentally strong, like those things. I always believe those things to be incredibly true. And I've always said that, the reason why, one of the biggest reasons why Fury is a matchup nightmare for any heavyweight is because you can't train for what he does in the gym, being 6'9", with that ability to move, with that ability, with that kind of crap. He's a special breed, he's a special breed of fighter where it's like he has the height, he has speed, he has the craftiness, he has the boxing IQ, he has the toughness, he ticks all the boxes of what you'd want in a great fighter, which is why I think if there was anybody that could come back from that kind of a layoff and do what he did tonight, it was him. And fair play to him, he showed what he was capable of. Very tactically brilliant fight from Fury. I think one thing he did really well is that he was able to get Wilder fighting off of his back foot a lot in the early stages of the fight. Those first 7-8 rounds where it seemed that Fury was doing whatever he wanted, when he wanted, and how he wanted to do it. He was able to get Wilder to fight off the back foot, throw punches off balance, and it just allowed him to really settle in and gain confidence. And you saw him gain confidence. You saw him, kind of psyching Wilder out by putting his arms behind his back. That's how comfortable he felt in there tonight. And I sat there, and I thought to myself, through 7-8 rounds, I said, man, I feel like I'm watching a Floyd fight. I feel like I'm watching a Floyd Mayweather fight. Not because he's like not because he's as skilled as Mayweather, but I sat there and I thought to myself, like, wow, this guy is making Wilder miss and Wilder pay, and he's slipping everything thrown at him, and he's just putting round after round after round in the bank. And then honestly, like, you look up and like 7 rounds went by, and it had that kind of, at times, Mayweather. It felt like that to me at times, right? So then, what I also found very interesting about Fury was, he did it for the first like 6-7 rounds, and he wasn't really throwing a lot of combinations, his right hand or anything like that. But you saw as he kind of settled in and he got settled in. he was letting the 1-2 go, and he was finding the range, and um, just a great fight, man. A great fight from Fury. Um, knockdowns aside, before he got knocked down, I was saying to myself, this is one of the most complete boxing performances of all time that I've seen, at least in my lifetime, and it's gonna be a damn shame for this decision, which is why when he got knocked down in the 12th round, I understood right then and there the implications of what had just happened. I understood that with them being in LA, with the allure for them to keep Wilder's career going and keep this fraud of a champion image going, they're gonna save him by any and all means necessary, and they gave him a draw. And I kind of just I remember I bought the fight online, so I kind of stayed. I watched the fight on my computer tonight, and I have my boy Alex who's sleeping over there. He's so pissed off he doesn't even want to do the damn live fight reaction with me. And then this guy Paul, he's sleeping because he's just tired. But they all kind of gathered around the computer, and they were awaiting the decision. Me, I went outside. I had my sandals on. I looked up at the sky, and I said, God, please let Fury win this fight. Don't let him get shafted. And then he got shafted by the decision, and I had to just walk up the street for about half a block and take a couple deep breaths before I came back into the house. But what I will say about Fury is mistake he made in the latter rounds is Wilder was able to time him because Fury was doing a lot of dipping, a lot of dipping. So what Wilder did was he caught Fury while he was dipping. So you'll notice he kind of dips because he's anticipating a punch being slipped by Wilder, and Wilder kind of times it and just goes boom. And Fury is leaning a little forward, and that actually puts more force on the punch. It makes the impact of the punch just that much harder from Deontay Wilder, and that's what caused knockdown. And then for him to follow it up with a crisp and precise and thunderous left hook, that I thought Fury was out. And the shit was like a Rocky movie. Like literally, you see Fury slumped over out on the canvas. He looked like he looks like Spilka for a second. Like I sat there, I looked at myself, I thought to myself, this guy is on the canvas and his body's all over the floor, and he looks like Arthur Spilka when he fought Wilder. And then all of a sudden, you see him take a deep breath. You see him regain his consciousness, like it's Rocky, and Mick is yelling in his consciousness, and he just gets up. And for him to survive that, fight the way he did, counter Wilder off the ropes, and still fight really, really well, even after all that, and hurt Wilder himself, he showed in every sense of the word what a true champion is in boxing. And I think boxing got it ridiculously wrong by not awarding him the decision. And that's just my little assessment of the fight. Mind you, I'm still kind of trying to process what I just watched because it was such bullshit. Like straight up, the best word I could use is just utter bullshit. But let's get some comments here on True School Sports. Akuma's Deception says, bro, even the LDBC members are calling 78 out on this bullshit. Straight up, Akuma, I have not watched a full 78 Sports video in 2 years, but I catch one of the bullshit they spew over there on that side of the pond, and I don't know what he's saying, but I'm sure he's sucking Wilder off over there. Fury has gained so many fans tonight. As someone that has had weight issues, he's a true inspiration, respected Gypsy King. Yeah, man, he had the weight issues. He came back. He said what he was going to do, and fair play to him. He said that the only reason this fight was competitive was because of the layoff, and you know what? That's the truest thing he's ever said, because this fight was only competitive because of the layoff, and that's made it such a fair fight. Because if this was a Wilder Fury that had 5-6 fights, was active, didn't put his body to all this abuse, he's fucking lying. He's taking Wilder to school and he's lighting him up and he's getting him out of there. But regardless, 3-year layoff, first significant fight in over 3 years. For him to go in there and do what he did tonight, it just shows you what a special fighter he is, and he proved tonight the fighter that I've been telling you guys he is, a special heavyweight. So yeah, definitely been a fan of Tyson Fury. Will continue to be a fan of Tyson Fury, and I can't really say I want to see a rematch, because to me the first fight was so conclusive that why should Fury be put through possibly getting robbed again? It's utterly ridiculous. So. AO says Wilder got shafted. God damn it. That's what he said. AO, I don't know why you say that, but it is what it is. Max Payne 1000 says they keep saving Wilder SMH. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's just the allure of America having a champion, having a horse in the race, that they can potentially, make money off of. They're gonna still try to go the Wilder route and cash him out in boxing. Um, People see it for what it is. He's a good fighter. I will start putting more respect on Wilder's name, but straight up, he lost tonight. Got clinically outboxed. Um, I don't blame AJ for staying in the UK. American boxing is corrupt. And you know what, Akuma? I just posted my post-fight review video. I literally just got done saying this. American boxing is super corrupt. And I don't even get mad at these Europeans when they say they don't want to come here, because look how good Fury fought. Look how many rounds he put in the bank easily. Like, there weren't even swing. Like I could understand if it was kind of like a, War Kovalev. I thought Kovalev won, but I could understand if it was like a War Kovalev type thing where there was some swing rounds and there's rounds that could be left up for interpretation. But there was none of that in this fight. This was a fight where when Fury won rounds, he clearly won the rounds, and there's nothing else you could really say. So I just think it's a travesty. It's a true travesty going on in the sport of boxing tonight. Yeah. Carlos Espinal, shout out to my man Carlos. He says, this is why people don't take boxing seriously. LOL. Good fight, though. Hell of a performance from Fury. Yeah, man. I mean, this is why it's hard to talk to people who don't normally follow boxing and explain to them the fight. Because even us fight fans who love the sport fucking hate the sport because of how it's officiated. There's no oversight. There's no accountability. And you get bullshit decisions like this where guys' legacies get affected. And for what? A couple bucks in some, dickhead's bank account? It's utterly ridiculous. Colin Sampson says they had a draw and boxing took a loss. Absolutely, it's another black eye for boxing. It's a sport that has so many black eyes that it ran out of eyes to blacken a long time ago, and just really boxing got it severely wrong tonight. This is worse than Kovalev Ward. This is worse than Triple G, Canelo, all that stuff. Yeah. EJ Craver says I had Wilder winning 3 rounds with 2 knockdowns, 10-8 rounds or 111. Fury winning 9 rounds. That'd be 115-111. If I was out around 114-112, no way Wilder won 5 rounds. Not a hope. And yeah, man, that sounds all right. I had it about 115-111 myself. So yeah. AJ should offer a Fury and cut Wilder out. In fact, Hearn should cut his proposed offer in half because he lost that fight. You know what? That's a good point. I haven't really thought about the implications that this could have on potential Joshua Wilder negotiations. Truthfully, I don't even want to see that shit no more. Wilder's not a true like Wilder's a true champion in the sense that he fought great against Fury, but he's not a true champion in the sense that he didn't get the decision. Like he didn't deserve that tonight. He didn't deserve that. And if Wilder had any honor, this man would say, "Hey, look, y'all give me a draw, but this was definitely I lost this fight tonight. He should have vacated, but right there if he had any honor. But no, what did his dumbass say? Oh well, no, I wasn't getting my shot out as much as I want. I was putting a lot of, that's a bunch of bullshit from Wilder. So it is what it is. See, to be fair though, to Wilder, he's always exciting to watch, and it's a huge skill to be able to land that power shot every time. Yeah, man, I agree. You can't just say like, oh, he only has a power punch. It takes skill to land and apply the power against a world class Fury like fighter, and then land it with the devastation he was able to land it at. No small feat whatsoever. So yeah, you got to respect what Wilder was able to do in those latter rounds. But we stick to our guns here on True School Sports, and we know Fury won. Pretty much all the reasons I stated in my video, my 3 reasons video series I did about Fury, the 2 videos I did, came into play tonight. And he was able to win. So yeah, just for the 30 of you here, for the 30 of you that are currently in here, let me know in the comments, like, just your scorecards, what you thought, any observations about the fight, any ways Fury approached this fight, Wilder, anything you guys may have saw for him that was really good. Let me know. See, Akuma Deception said, you got that right, True School. Ward Cole was way closer than this BS. I agree. Straight up, I agree. Fury almost made me a Christian. If he said that the Holy Ghost revives him, I believe him. Fury is a different breed. Yeah, man. I mean, fair play to him. Like when he when he lost the fight, he didn't complain. He didn't give the whole like spiel of, oh, I got robbed, I came to America, yada yada yada. No, he acted like a true champion, true professional, conducted himself in a world class manner, and said, look, hey, in the name of God, in the name of Jesus, I'm here. Like we survived the fight. I feel like I won the fight tonight, and he left it at that. He didn't have a woe was me moment. So he's confident in the performance he gave, and as he should be. Even the Ortiz Wilder scorecards were sketchy. 116, 110 for Fury. Did you see that Adonis scorecard? I did not see the Adonis scorecard, but I can only assume that it was complete BS because they're in Canada. Adonis got screwed, got really beat the hell up tonight by Vosik. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But what can we say, man? I really feel like boxing blew it tonight. Like this would have been the story. You could have made a movie about this. And who knows? Maybe they still will make a movie about Fury's career in boxing and just what he had to go to get to this fight. But I mean, this was the stuff of legend. This is the stuff. This is the stuff that why we love the sport. This was special. Fury is special, and God rest his soul. May God rest this man's soul. But God bless Emmanuel Stewart because he talked about Fury. Everything he said about Fury back in those interviews that you can go look back from 2012, 2013, all those years. Everything he said rang true about Fury in this fight. From the certain toughness about him that he has to him being just this dominant force that if he got a good training program, he'd be this dominant heavyweight. And you saw that tonight. You saw him fight on the inside at times. You saw him definitely box well from the outside. You saw the defensive abilities. You saw the boxing IQ. You saw the heart. You saw the endurance. You saw Tyson Fury, the complete man in there tonight. This shit was not about boxing tonight. You saw the complete man. Of the complete just who he was as a fighter tonight, and I wouldn't even want a second fight with Wilder. You should be confident in just knowing that you won the fight, and it just sucks because my dad was here, and he, God bless my dad. My dad just moved back down to South Florida from up north, and he was up north for 2 years, and this is our first time watching a fight together since he's moved back here officially. And it winds up like this, so it kind of sucks because now my dad doesn't even want to watch boxing anymore, so that kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Let's see what people are saying in the comments. From the time Fury got knocked down to the time he got up, it was beyond 10 seconds. People are saying that. I think I saw that people were saying it was 14 seconds. It seemed like an eternity, to be honest with you. I was just impressed that he got up as quick as he did because Wilder laid his ass out. Straight up, he laid him out. But I'll say this about Wilder, man. Fury was landing some really good shots. Fury hurt him a couple times, and he really showed a really good chin tonight. Like really good chin. Didn't get knocked down. Just really impressive stuff from Wilder as far as his chin goes. As far as the boxing side of things, he was off balance most of the night. He couldn't find most of his shots, and regardless, it didn't even matter because when you have that erase like Wilder, you're always dangerous in a fight. You're always a threat. It's almost like if you play basketball, if you watch soccer or basketball, you could be beating the Golden State Warriors by 15 points, but they have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. They can just go on these runs. Or in English football or in football, like you could be playing Real Madrid, but they have Ronaldo and they have all these great players, or Juventus now, like that. They're gonna find ways to get themselves back in the game, and that's what Wilder has. He has that eraser, that great equalizer, and just what a fight, man. But it sucks because in boxing you can never be satisfied. The fans can never be fully satisfied because you put on a great show and then it just gets lost in the shadows of bullshit decisions and corrupt judges and whatnot. So yeah. Akuma Deception says Fury will definitely be the A side after this. He should force the rematch in the UK. And I agree. Why have the fight in America? For one, business-wise, it makes more sense for it to be in the UK. Second of all, he won the freaking fight. And third of all, even in America, like let's call a spade a spade. The only reason that this fight did so well and sold so well in the last 48 hours was really because of Fury's promotion. It was Fury's antics, Fury's being able to get the almost the worst reactions out of Wilder and the way he was able to sell the fight, and all the Brits that came over from England, like they really put this fight over the top. Fury was the one doing all the promoting and heavy lifting from getting this fight to sell. So just based on that alone, based on how he fought, based on his status, the fight should be in England. They should do it. I would even say Wembley Stadium or maybe Old Trafford. Old Trafford, home of Manchester United, because I know that's who Tyson Fury liked, and he's always said he wanted to fight there. So maybe they could do it there. But either way, man, it's ridiculous, and I think they should just move on from each other. Fury won the fight, and I would love to see Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren come to an agreement and make Fury Joshua. But Lord knows how much corruption will be involved in that. Boxing is a corrupt sport. Kind of just gotta accept it for what it is at face value, because you can never get a fair shake in the sport ever. And just when I think it can't get any worse, it gets worse and worse and worse. But that, such is life. Such is life. But let's see. Emmanuel Akano says AJ would do Wilder in under 6. Not so sure about that one, AJ. I don't think so. Or Emmanuel, I don't think so. Wilder is a sucker for AJ's uppercut. I thought Fury should have fought on the inside more. Wilder can only fight at a certain distance. That's true. That's one thing I would have liked to see from Fury. Like I thought towards the latter stages of the fight, if he had decided to walk him down a little more, and maybe mug him on the inside, I think he would have really been able to push forward and press towards a knockout or a stoppage victory. He chose to not to do that, and Wilder caught him with some stuff from a distance. So, it is what it is, man. It really is what it is. I'm just beside myself as to what I just watched. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to get some water. Leave your comments down below, guys, though. I would love to hear some reaction to this fight. I'll probably be up for a couple more minutes because I need to get some sleep. It's been a long day. Alex, you want to say anything?
Huh?
You want to say anything about the fight?
No, I'm straight, bro.
You see what these judges have done? They took a young kid who loves boxing, and they completely made him disheartened towards the sport. Made him completely disheartened. This poor kid over here had to watch his favorite fighter get shafted against Canelo. Now we watch heavyweight fight with Fury, where it's even clearer than any of the GGG fights with Canelo, and he gets shafted. So you just can't win. You can't win.
Hey man, Pavasa.
So subscribe for no content. Said everyone judging a fight. 11 rounds on one back of the head knockdown against the rules, and one good knockdown when all the fight Fury outboxed Wilder and was in control. You got a point. Like people don't know how to judge fights. They don't know how to look at the full body of the fight, the full totality of the fight. They just look at a couple of moments, and you can't do that in a fight. So yeah, I have Wilder winning 3 rounds. I think Wilder versus Joshua is still pretty 50-50. Joshua doesn't have the speed, height, reach, movement of Fury, but he has a lot of power, technically better, so he can. Yeah, I would still favor Joshua in a Fury Wilder or a Joshua Wilder fight, just because I just think his fundamentals are better, and I think Wilder would definitely get caught. And I don't know, man. My mind is so fried right now from just this long ass day I've had, and just what I can believe what I saw, but I still can't believe what I saw. If that makes sense. Like I believe that it happened, but I can't believe that this man put on that kind of a boxing performance and did not get the decision. Really is crock. Fury mocked AJ, but AJ is wise fighting in the UK. Lennox was Roberts, Holyfield in the US as well. And it's just like that when Holyfield fought Lennox in the US. Same thing, man. Like this fight had me so pissed off that I'm not even using good lighting for this fight. I'm not even sitting in my normal spot that I sit in for the fight, for my videos. But let's see. Fury proved me wrong. I thought Wilder was gonna get the KO. Yeah, man. Fury really showed tonight, man, how great of a fighter he was. He really did. He really did. Like, where do they go from here? I guess the next question we can ask is, like, where do these guys go from here? Like, do you want to see a rematch? Personally, no. And then if there's no rematch, then who these guys need to be fighting next? Well, I think if you're Wilder, you might have to go to the Dominic Brazil route and defend your belt in a mandatory fight. And if not that, then you might need to give Louis Ortiz a rematch. Louis Ortiz had a fight against Travis Kaufman tonight. And I'll be honest with you, I watched the fight with Travis Kaufman. and he definitely won the fight. He was won like almost every round, but I just saw a lot of things. I saw a lot of mistakes from Ortiz. Joking, Alex. I saw a lot of things from Ortiz tonight that I wasn't really impressed with. Kaufman, pretty much anytime Kaufman was mobile, Ortiz had a hard time cutting the ring off, and it wasn't until like he started punching him in the dick that Kaufman slowed down. So, yeah, he won the fight, but I just wasn't really too impressed with Ortiz. I think Fury, Wilder, AJ, maybe even Dillian White all beat Ortiz at this point. He's aged that much, and for as good of a fighter as he is, like he has a lot of good snapping power, but he doesn't have that devastating knockout power. That's my opinion though. And he's slow-footed, and then if you have good foot speed and okay power, you'll have a chance against Luis Ortiz, in my opinion. Let's see. Fury proved me wrong. I thought Wilder was gonna KO. What's good, brother? Sean Ramsey, what's up, man? It was a fantastic fight. A really great fight. Probably the fight of the year. I knew on this night that it was gonna be a special night. Everything about this fight was special. The build-up was special. Their entrances. I mean, good God, their entrances going to the ring. Fury had a great entrance. He looked like he was very much in the moment. Wilder had a great entrance. Came out with J-Rock. Very, very great entrance. You could feel the electricity between these two guys through the TV screen, and it was one of those once in a lifetime type of fights, where it just has everything you could have possibly wanted in the fight in a boxing match, in a great boxing match. You got in this fight from great tactical skills to knockdowns to defense to everything you wanted. It had everything. Theatrics. Joshua can't beat Fury. Joshua will never fight Fury. Joshua will never fight Fury, straight up. That's way until it makes enough financial sense to Eddie Hearn and Joshua. They're not gonna fight Fury. Too much of a matchup nightmare. And I've been banging the drum saying Fury's a matchup nightmare for a while now. But who knows, man? Maybe Fury can get a tune-up fight against Shannon Briggs. I'm saying stupid stuff. I'm tired, man. That's what I'm saying. He's the best heavyweight out there. Best heavyweight in the world. He's the man who beat the man. And then the man who beat the man fought the fake man. Beat him too, but got shafted in scorecards. So it is what it is. But hey. What can you do? The world is corrupt and you just got to follow the money. But hey, let's look at the positives. Everton plays Liverpool in a couple hours. Maybe Everton will win. Regardless, it was still a BS performance, but a BS decision from the judges in boxing, and just really disappointed. But yeah, leave your comments. I'm really gonna I'm gonna try to talk, but as you guys can kind of tell by my voice and my demeanor, I'm not the most energized human being in the world right now. Had a long day at work. Then I watched this farce of a decision, and I'm just mentally fatigued. Beyond mentally fatigued. Let's see. I had Fury 8-4 without counting the knockdowns. I don't count the knockdowns till after the fight. Those 2 knockdowns count for 2 rounds, 1 of those questions. So draw was the right call. No. Hell no. It was not the right call. I'm going to disagree with you, man. Absolute BS. Hmm. 2:22 a.m. here on the East Coast. Let's look at the positives for a little bit. Fury definitely showed that he's an elite level fighter even all these years later. So imagine, and not now you can play the whole what if he never did all the what. Yeah, I think Fury to me, I think I had given Fury about 9 rounds myself. So it was a pretty wide fight. Wilder wasn't doing really much. He had his couple rounds here and there where he would land really good jabs upstairs, and he would pot shot a little bit. But he was neutralized, offset, and rendered ineffective for the majority of that fight. It was looking like a pretty much easy fight for Fury. Yeah, Suleiman's a scumbag. Suleiman's a scumbag. That's why I'm disgusted with myself that 2 years ago when I went to the WBC convention here in South Florida, right up the street from where I live, at the Diplomat Hotel, and I actually met Mauricio Suleiman. I shook his hand not because I wanted to, but I was walking around with Ellie Sekback, and he was with Mauricio, and I didn't want to call a scene, but really I wanted to smack the shit out of him, straight up. I wanted to smack the shit out of him, and I kind of wish I could burn my hand for shaking his hand because he's a scumbag. And we know he had something to do with this tonight. He always does. Keenan K TV, what's up, man? Man, Keenan K. Horrible decision, man. Terrible stuff going on in the world of boxing. It's so horrible. I don't even want to get proper lighting. Fuck lighting. Straight up. To hell with lighting. Let's look at the positives, man. At least I hit. I think I just hit 15,000. I hit 15,000 subscribers while I was Well, if I was going on, I hit 15,000 subscribers. So yes, another milestone here on True School Sports. We're still plugging away, still growing, still doing some good things in the sport of boxing. Although I'm not gonna lie, this fight's making it very hard for me to wanna continue going in the sport of boxing because just when I think these rivalries can't get any worse, they get worse. And this is what it is, man. 15K, man. That's crazy. 15K subs coming up on 12 million all-time views. So just chucking along. Let's try one more time. Alex, you sure you don't want to give any thoughts?
Yo, man. You know, man.
Here, hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me turn the
No. I'm just gonna talk.
Okay, my boy Alex, the one on my live fight reaction, he's staying at my house for the night, so he's gonna talk.
Yo,
what do you think about Fury Wilder? Give your thoughts on it.
I swear, man. I swear, you know, these dudes need to fight other countries, man.
Like the European fighters?
The American fighters need to start proving themselves in other countries and stuff, bro. Matter of fact, bro, they should just fight in the country where none of them is from, bro. Like fight in
a neutral area.
Yeah, do it.
Like when Ali fought
Frazier,
they fought in Rumble and Jungle.
Yeah, in the Philippines.
The Philippines, like random places.
Yeah, exactly. Ali and Foreman fought in South Africa.
Yeah, I feel like they should fight like in Siberia or some shit like at this point.
To be honest, man.
Well, first of all, did you have Fury winning the fight?
Yeah, I had a 116, 110 Fury because of the 2 rounds.
So you had 116, 110. I had about something like 115, 111, 116, 10. About the same, probably the same scorecard.
Yeah, because I only gave the rounds that Wilder won with the knockdowns, really. So,
yeah.
And also, you have to take that extra point off because of the knockdowns. So.
Do you want to see a rematch?
I'm not really interested, honestly.
To be honest, when I was like a lot less educated about boxing and knowing how the business works, I would be saying, "Oh, I gotta see the rematch." But then, like that's exactly what these idiots want us to do. Like these promoters, these corrupt people, these dickheads behind the scenes. They want us to be like, "Oh, he won that fight. I want to see the rematch," and they want us to get mad. And then our madness and our anger towards the result of the first fight drives us to reach into our pockets and spend another 75 for Wilder Fury 2.
Yo, this last month, we've seen crazy ass robberies.
Oh yeah, because we had
Cali Yafai.
I mean, that was like I just made a video about Kale Yafai and Israel Gonzalez a couple of days ago. I said that was the worst robbery in 2018, and then the judges from this fight said, "You know what? Hold my beer."
And then Maris Bridas when he fought Noah McCallion. No, that was bad too. I mean, it didn't have as much on the line as those fights did, but it was still bad. Robbery's still robbery. And Vargas against Broner, and all this stuff.
Yeah. By the way, thank you guys. Thank you Keenan K and John Chrome to you guys on shouting me out for my 15K. It's been very hard earned, so I'm happy to finally hit the 15K mark. The next milestone will be 20K. So we'll see how long it takes to get that one. But it's cool. We're not here to be famous. But what do you think Fury and Wilder should do next, Alex? Like, what do you think?
Do
you even care at this point? Because we probably just feeling kind of like I'm kind of just pissed off and over it all right now.
Honestly, man, I'm not really invested in the heavyweight division like that.
Yeah, he's right now. As for those of you who don't know, Alex is Ukraine. Alex comes from Ukrainian descent, so the only division he's really invested in at the moment is light heavyweight because his boy Vosdick went in there and thoroughly retired Adonis Stevenson, which I know a lot of boxing fans are happy about because Adonis held that belt hostage for so long and we didn't get to see so many big fights.
Stevenson's retired?
No, but you think if he had any sense, he'd retire?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, how the hell are you 40 years old? He's had a kid too. Like he's had a kid with this girl. Oh. So like I'm sure he's gonna want. He's made enough money in boxing. He's gonna want to like call quits. And he's got stopped by Vosdick. Tough out Badou Jack. It's been a very very tough year for Adonis Stevenson.
Yeah, man. Damn.
Yeah, that KO was nuts. That KO was crazy. I mean,
it was probably more vicious than
what people are saying is Vosdick almost got robbed in Canada too.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Apparently, according to some people that I'm talking to that are in the hangout right now, they're saying the scorecards are crazy. For those of you guys who are talking about the Adonis Stevenson scorecards, I'm not going to look at it because I'm too tired right now. What was the scorecards before Vosdick scored the knockdown, and was Adonis actually winning before the knockdown on the judges' scorecards? Drop me in the comments below.
And if you guys think Adonis was winning, then y'all are like.
Wow, Wits Experts. Thanks, man, for the super chat, the $10 super chat. Appreciate that, man. Hey, anybody else that wants to put a super chat in, go ahead. I ain't gonna be mad at you. But John Chrome said, Ricky Hatton said that before the fight, I really hope Fury gets the rub of the green. Clearly, the powers that be in boxing have had a say in the decision. Shocking. Yeah, man. Like, first of all. You knew that like with Wilder, this fight being that this fight was it was his first pay-per-view. It was his first like big fight in LA. He's he's starting to get his name in the spotlight a lot more here in the American sports culture and landscape. And tonight, he's gonna be all over SportsCenter tomorrow and ESPN tomorrow, and this will be the talk. It's trending on Twitter right now. So Wilder and Fury are both more popular now than they were before this fight. And it's just like you knew that they're gonna have to keep the hope alive because like if they would have gave Fury that decision, right, then Fury's a champion. Wilder's not undefeated anymore, so then you lose a lot of the casual fans because he doesn't have that O anymore next to his name, and then they can't have the potential for a second Fury fight. Even if they did, it's not going to be as exciting or attractive for them to make that fight because it's a guy has a loss. It's just as stupid as that sounds, it's true. So it's just sick, man. It's just sick. It's real sick what's going on in boxing. I really wish I really wish there was a way like I wish Emmanuel Stewart was allowed to see this fight. I would love to get his insight as to what we just saw tonight, because that man's insight on boxing is just like insane, and you can tell why he was one of the greatest trainers that ever did it, because everything he said about both fighters was true tonight, and he said this 6 years ago. So, God bless him. I would love to see Wilder. If he's not going to go the Fury route, it'd be cool to see him go to the UK, which is not going to happen. But I'm just saying this is something I'd like to see. It'd be cool to see him go to the UK and fight the winner of White Chisora, which would probably be White. I want to see that fight because that was a fight where, Dillian White offered Wilder, a career high $4 million payday, and he just said no. I'm not having it. And he's going this route. So that'd be cool to see. And if not that, then maybe have a step it. If you're not going to rematch Fury or fight White, then it'd be cool to see like an All-American kind of, for what you I don't want to call a super fight, but a big American heavyweight match between Jarrell Miller and Wilder. I think that'd be fun, be entertaining. Probably Wilder probably wouldn't probably stop him, but it'd be cool to see Jarrell get a big chance in a big fight and a big step up. So that's what it is there. Let's see comments. Keenan K said, "Whoa." To the 10-8 knockdown comment. Adonis won only like 4 rounds. Vozick was winning the rest. Yeah, that sounds about accurate. Don Man says, good fight, but Fury won that 115-113. Also, AJ sparks both out, especially Wilder. Wilder's way too open. Fury just didn't have enough power. AJ power, counter-punching would sleep Wilder. AJ has had problems with movers, guys that like to move. Fury can move, fight, just do it all in the ring. I don't think AJ would beat Wilder. Not Wilder, Fury. But then again, you got to also question too. Tyson Fury has proven in the past to be a very unstable character, and you got to think like while he did act professional in the post-fight interviews and things like that, how professional is he going to be as he now has time to process and digest what just happened? This man just came to America following a 3-year layoff? Really, a 3-year layoff since his last big fight. And he thoroughly and clinically outboxed America's heavyweight champion in his own backyard, clowned him, schooled him, and made him look like a complete ass clown for like 90% of the fight. Got knocked down once or twice, but won like 8 or 9 rounds convincingly, and ultimately got shafted on the scorecards and got a draw. And the guy who got thoroughly outclassed in this fight was able to keep his belt and make another title defense. So it's ridiculous. And that's what I have to say about that. For Browsing says the judges had Stevenson up 98-92. Alex,
Yeah.
the scores for Stevenson and Vozick before the knockdown were 98-92 and 96-94 in favor of Stevenson, and one judge had a 95-95. So your boy Vozick was about to get shafted too.
98-92?
98-92, yeah.
8 rounds exclusive.
Yeah, so that's what it is there. Sean Ramsher said both before tonight. I still had AJ beating both of them. What is that? But I think now AJ needs to be concerned. I still think I would favor AJ against Wilder. Not by much, but I'd favor him to beat Wilder. And for Fury, I think Fury would box his ears clean off, worse than he did Wilder. Lewis Ortiz look like trash. Same with Jared Hurd. Now we'll start with Ortiz. I was going. Me and Alex talked during the fight, and I told him, I said, man, and my dad's a massive Lewis Ortiz fan. He thinks Lewis Ortiz is ducked by every fighter in the freaking division. Lewis Ortiz looked like, to me, even though he won almost every round of the fight, it was not, to me, the reason why I didn't like this performance against Travis Kaufman was because he had Kaufman in front of him for the majority of the fight. Couldn't stop him for the majority of the fight. Had trouble cutting the ring off. Kaufman, in my opinion, up until he got punched in the nuts early in the fight, I thought he was doing a good job of not necessarily hitting Ortiz or outboxing him, but just moving and frustrating him a little bit and not allowing him to get his work off as easily. It wasn't until Ortiz punched him in the nuts where he slowed down. That's the fact. So there's that, and we got Wilder by robbery. That was the best you could expect. Now you're right, Hawker Mustang. You couldn't have really expected any different. There's 33 of you in here right now. It's 2:37 a.m. here on the East Coast here in South Florida. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below just about this fight. Give me your scores. Give me your observations. Give me what city, what state, what country, what continent are you talking boxing with me from tonight? As you guys know, I'm always in the great city of Dania, Florida, greatest city in the world. So over. I don't even care about my lighting. This scoring is getting out of hand, man. In the entire sport, even runs deep in the Olympics recently. Well, yeah, it's like I don't think there's any level of boxing that has competent scoring. Like amateur boxing doesn't have competent scoring. You know, I've been at Golden Gloves fights in the last calendar year and seen guys get robbed. Friends of mine who fight amateurs get robbed. Uh, you know, the Olympics, we know there's robberies. And the pros, we definitely know there's robberies. So, yeah, it's not out of this world. Fight Scout says good vid BT. I'm going to sleep. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Fight Scout. Thank you for joining me, man. Yeah, I might get some sleep soon too, but I'm trying to stay on for as long as possible. Sean Ramjour says, or the Fight Scout says, this card was all showcase fights, and the main event was the only thing in question. I mean, that happened to me too. While one of our friends, he came here, he's kind of like a casual boxing fan. He slept through the whole undercard and didn't wake up till Fury Wilder. Giant Rams just said, whoever put this card together needs to be ashamed. Anthony Yarde pulls out with an opponent, and you had terrible marketing all around. Well, you know, Sean, like, it's funny. Up until you mentioned the fact that he pulled out, I didn't even realize. I forgot that Anthony Yarde was fighting on this card. So that goes to show you how bad the promotion was. That I forgot that Yarde was on the card. I didn't even know he pulled out. But if he did pull out, like, then damn, shame on him. Shame on him. I'm not buying these scripted PPV boxing matches anymore. You know what's funny? The only reason I'm gonna buy pay-per-view boxing matches is because, you know, I make money here on YouTube. You know, I don't make no crazy money, but I make money here on YouTube, and you know, at the end of the year, you know, you gotta pay taxes on you get a 1080, or you get a tag you gotta pay taxes on your YouTube money at the end of the year, and you know, if I order a pay-per-view fight, I can use it as a tax write-off. So that's basically why I ordered pay-per-view fights. So one, so I could watch fights in HD, and two, so that when I did my tax at the end of the year and I made a couple $1,000s off YouTube, and they're going to ask me for a couple hundred, I could write off a lot of my pay-per-view purchases as expenses. And my tax, what I pay in taxes for my YouTube channel is very, very low. I mean, they're not even going to have boxing in the Olympics anymore, from what I was hearing, which is a sad thing. But at the same time, it's a sad thing. But they haven't been able to fix the scoring problems in boxing. You know, I think boxing's finally at a point where I think more than ever we need open scoring. You know, be good to have some sort of open scoring. Just more clarity as to the scoring in boxing, because the controversy is just tiring. Like, I'm yawning just thinking about it. What'd you guys think? I'm just gonna go real quiet. I'm gonna if I'm quiet, I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm checking something at the moment. I want to see because I put out a post fight review video on this fight, so I want to see some of the comments. Sean Ramjer says people should look at what the UK is doing. Boxing is really a community. Yeah, they're just from all levels. I think the UK is getting a lot of things right in boxing, from promotion and marketing to the events they put on, to the you know, some of the great trainers they have out there. From, you know, from like your Dave Caldwell's, your Adam Booths, guys like that that are doing a great job. You know, Ben Davison. You know, massive credit has to go to Ben Davison. You know, he's not a big name as far as trainers go, but he's someone that, you know, he was the guy that basically got Tyson Fury ready for this fight and got him, you know, from 400 pounds to what you see now. So, you know, Ben Davison, you got to put some respect on his name. And yeah, man, the UK just, I long so badly. I don't know when it's coming, because, you know, money is always an issue for me. But I long for a day where True School Sports and myself, get a chance to go to the UK and just immerse yourself in some of the boxing culture there. You know, I've actually studied the gyms I want to go to there. And I'd love to meet some of my UK subscribers, so hopefully that can happen soon. Let's see, some of these comments that I got for Fury Wilder are absolutely insane. Tyson Fury is a man, shame on Wilder. On a side note, can you imagine if Fury was 100%? Jay Miller. Fury clearly won, and anyone who otherwise should start following another sport. Well said. Subscribed. Wilder has 0 chance against Joshua. Fury, he has old school skills, but is his heart still in the game? I hope so. Fury resurrecting off the canvas is in the top 5 moments in boxing history. Unbelievable. Fury went Undertaker mode and Wilder got spooked. Yeah, it was like watching the Undertaker if you watch like WWE. It was insane. Like I thought it was like something out of Rocky where like Rocky gets knocked down and he hears the voices of Mick and his wife Adrian and all these people saying, "Rocky, get up," and he got up. It was a great fight. It seems like they are the 2 top fighters in the division in no order. The scores were a little strange. Dave Connor says that. Yeah, Dave. Shout out to you, Dave. Honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that they're both the top 2 heavyweights. I think, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, it's Fury, Joshua, and Wilder. And that's no disrespect to Wilder. I just think both Fury and Joshua are both better fighters than him, and they both beat him as well. And one of them did beat him. They just didn't get the decision. So, yeah, the scores were more than just a little strange, Dave. They were some of the worst scores I've ever seen in my life. Caleb 77.8 says PBC protection. And yeah, that's exactly what this was. This was PBC protection. This was PBC, you know, just choreographing bullshit like they usually do. Wilder is a fraud. A 60% Tyson Fury schooled him. Joshua would KO Wilder in 5 rounds. Wilder is as good as he's ever going to get. I think Fury needed one more fight before Wilder. He put himself in a bad position, leading to both knockdowns. So let's see. Let's go to the Held for Review comments. Those are always fun. See if I got any people in the comment section talking shit about me. No? Okay, yeah, so basically, for those of you who don't know, Tyson Fury got shafted tonight. It was ridiculous. It was one of the worst decisions in boxing history. The fight itself produced some of the greatest moments I've seen in a while because like when he got off that canvas, like that was probably one of the best moments in boxing history. For him to get the way he did, and come back the way he did. My man Boxing Now, shouts out to Boxing Now. Boxing Now is in the house. Go subscribe to Boxing Now if you haven't already. He's got great stuff going on over there. Love the guy. Big supporter of the channel. I think he's from Boston. So a big shout out to Bostonian or Massachusetts guy because I know he's. Remember the Boxing Now guy is Massachusetts. I got a lot of family in Massachusetts, so you know I got mad love for Massachusetts. But he says, "Brutal, bro. This is why no European wants to come to stateside for a fight." Exactly, and that's why you can't get mad at Anthony Joshua for not wanting to come here. That's smart. Look what happened to Fury. He had a masterclass performance with the exception of 2 knockdowns and got completely just shafted. Yes, Dave, I agree. The style of scoring should be improved. I also believe that boxing should go back to making the rounds odd numbered. So, because if you have odd number rounds, the chances for a draw are like almost slim to none. You'd have to actually score rounds as draws individually, which really, if you're a judge, you shouldn't be doing anyway. So, I think that's one way boxing could solve that problem if they could make odd number rounds. Because like back in the 15-round era, there weren't as many draws because of the fact that there was 15 rounds. The guy that got tired, got knocked out, or a guy wins one more rounds the other because it was odd number rounds. Fury won the fight. Even DeBella told Fury he won, which is insane because DeBella is deluded as hell. A classic fight for sure. Yeah, it was a classic fight. Wilder, say what you want about him, but Wilder's been in 2 classic heavyweight fights this year. One with Ortiz earlier in the year, another one with Fury later on in the year. He's 2 fight of the year candidate. So big shout out to Wilder. He's been, even though I thought he lost tonight, he's been having himself a really good year and stamping himself as a top class heavyweight. Yeah, bro. Shout out to Massachusetts. Shout out to Massachusetts. Lowell, Lawrence, Drake, Chelmsford, Boston, all that stuff, man. Shout out to Boston. Also, big shout out to Nashua, New Hampshire. I used to live there, so shout out to Nashua. I got lots of love from Nashua. Born and raised in Boston, moved to Easton, Mass. a year ago. Big up to Dorchester. Yeah, shout out to Dorchester. Yeah, exactly. Thank God. I was saying to myself during the fight, like when Fury was outboxing Wilder, I said, "Man, I should have bet money on Fury." But then I'm like, "Man, okay, well now I'm glad I didn't bet money on Fury because look how much money I would have lost if I would have bet all that money." So thank God I didn't do that. Wagquest says, "Shout out to UK Bradford, bro." Yeah, shout out to you, man. The UK. What do you think, man? You think Fury won this fight? Um, and big shouts out to Liverpool and not Liverpool Football Club, but Everton Football Club. Everton has a game in like less than 9 hours, so hopefully Everton can go and do the business and get the job done, and end the curse at Anfield. Like, excited for it. I had Wilder 12-0. I had Adonis Stevenson 12-0. I had Jason Wellborn winning the fight with Hurd. I had Travis Kaufman beating Luis Ortiz, and I had Joe Hanks beating Joe Joyce. I'm being stupid, but let's talk about some of those undercard fights, man. Just to take away from what we saw in the main event. Joe Joyce went in there against Joe Hanks, a guy that Joe Hanks been in there with other named heavyweights, guys like Andy Ruiz. Got stopped by Andy Ruiz, lost to Derek Rossi. So Joe Joyce went in there and he just did what I thought he was supposed to do. He blasted Joe Hanks out of there. Hanks started off kind of strong. He showed some good counter punching, good head movement here. Not good head movement, but he showed good in and out movement, side to side movement, and good speed with his combinations. But Joe Joyce found the right shots, and when he didn't move his head out, when Joe Hanks didn't move his head out the line and try to slip the punches, Joe Joyce was able to catch him with a left hook and ultimately put him to sleep in the first round. So good win for him. I think he's like 7-0 now, like 7 KOs. So he's gonna want to move up. I know that he did publicly challenge Jarrell Big Miller to a fight. Miller didn't want to fight him, but that's a fight that I still hope happens at some point in time. Be cool to see. You had Jarrett Hurd fight Jason Wellborn, the British champion, at 154, and it was a good fight. Wellborn, credit to him, man. He did not come into that fight to just be an opponent, and he straight up just like he was giving it to Jarrett Hurd. But then Jarrett Hurd said, "Okay, I've had enough of this," and he just hit him with his body shot, and that was all she wrote. So he had his little back and forth with Charlo. Hopefully they get something done for next year because that's a fight that needs to happen at 154. And oh man, and what else? We had Ortiz Kaufman. Ortiz got the job done, won pretty much all the rounds. But I wasn't really impressed with what I saw in the Kaufman fight. So yeah, it's all about corruption in American boxing. While there's a money train, if he gets beat, then who else is going to be their champ making a noise? Then we got Jarrell Miller. Honestly, I think if Jarrell Miller had a belt and got pushed like Wilder, I think Jarrell Miller could do better than Wilder. He has a better personality. He's more likable. Not as exciting of a fighter, but terms of the mouthpiece and selling himself, I think he's better than Wilder. Just my opinion, though. DeBella did tell Fury, it's on tape, bro. When the fight ended, everyone came into the ring, DeBella and Fury had a brief chat. DeBella said, "You won it." Wow. That tells you everything you need to know right there. A promoter, a corrupt promoter, telling the opposing fighter that he beat his fighter. If that's not an indicator of how bad this tonight was, I don't know what is. I really don't. Dave Connors, he has a lot more than just good skill. He has exceptional toughness, and he's one of those fighters where I feel like he has all the right ingredients of someone you'd want to represent the sport and be a good ambassador for it as heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah, I think AJ April 13th, AJ got to fight. AJ's got to really step up and fight one of the elite guys. No excuses. Straight up, man. And by the way, big shout out to Southampton, England. Southampton had a tough game against Man United. They should have won. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one issue I had a problem with. It's like Fury got too comfortable in there, and he was playing with his hands, and he was showboating, and he was like, just shucking and jiving, and it put him in the position to get clipped on the head in the first knockdown. So if you would have taken any of that knockdown away, maybe he wins the fight, but who knows? Regardless, it wasn't going to take a whole lot for the powers that be to justify a Deontay Wilder victory tonight. USA boxing is full of corruption. Hope 3 matches in the UK. Absolutely, and they're so in your face about it. Like I've been around people behind the scenes. I've been around people behind the scenes in boxing. When I go to these events or gyms, and I've actually seen corruption firsthand. Like I can't really talk about it on camera, but I've seen shit like crazy, like stuff you wouldn't believe in boxing. Tyson probably gets depressed again. I really that's probably something to watch out for. Is will now Tyson Fury, who did all this stuff and been this ambassador for mental health, is he going to fall into a state of depression again? That'll be kind of a interesting storyline to watch as things kind of progress. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. Sure. That's what I'm saying. They didn't rob him of a fight. They robbed him of the greatest comeback of probably any heavyweight ever. Like that's what this would have been if they would have just gave it to him on paper. But now it can only be the greatest comeback in namesake. It can't be the greatest comeback as far as what he actually did. I think the rematch will keep Tyson happy. I don't know, man. The one thing to watch out for, I guess, in the aftermath of this fight is going to be Tyson's psyche. Is he going to be okay? Will he fall into depression again? We don't know. Well, you know what, guys? Look, I want to see and try to talk, but as you can see, like I'm having a hard time, like kind of keeping conversation going. So I'm gonna get some sleep. I've had a great time covering this fight. In the build up and all that stuff, and we'll definitely be posting a lot of Wilder Fury stuff in the aftermath, as well as talking about some of the other fights in the undercard that happened, and just the fighters that won those fights and their careers moving forward. So thank you guys so much for just the support and just showing love on the channel, the super chats, just all that stuff, man. Like, and we hit 15,000 subscribers, so big milestone. Really happy about that. 15,000 is a big number. I've been putting a lot of work on this channel for a lot of time, and 15,000 isn't the biggest number in the world, but it's still a good number, and I'm happy about it. So thank you guys so much, and I'm gonna do my best to continue keeping a good work and just keeping it real here on True School Sports, and hopefully there can be some sort of justice and some good in all this bullshit we had to endure tonight with Fury Wilder. So great fight, bad result, but yeah. Let me know what you guys in the comments down below. I'm gonna get some sleep, and take care.